I don't think we really talked about whether it was a good idea or not to bring it back.
We really didn't. We did not talk about that.
I'm like, I don't think we touched on that.
We talked about how we remember it, how the trailer, which then led to the songs, the music.
Cultural
phenomenon.
phenomenon that was the movie. And we never really circled back on like this. So that makes sense that they would bring it back. Hey, welcome to Nerdy and Nice, everybody. It's so good to be here. So good to be back. Took a week off, and Lacey and James made it the Free Willy Hour, apparently. But
we had a lot of fun talking about that.
I had thoughts on that too, and I probably similar to you guys, because I like followed that whole story about like the whale and when they released it in the wild and how it died, which is such a sad story that they just don't need to be doing any more of this. Even if they use an animatronic whale, I don't care. It's funny. I don't think we really talked about whether it was a good idea or not to bring it back.
We really didn't. We did not talk about that.
I'm like, I don't think we touched on that.
We talked about how we remember it, how the trailer, which then led to the songs, the music.
Cultural
phenomenon.
Phenomenon that was the movie. And we never really circled back on like this. So that makes sense that they would bring it back, or like, or I think this is a bad idea. Leave it the way it was. We never talked about that.
We were too busy laughing at James being like, "There was a boy."
Yeah. But if you haven't, go back and listen last week. But we have a good show today. We obviously starting off some sad news. Legend Sam Neill, most known by us nerds, of course, as Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park 3, and Jurassic Park Dominion. Let's forget about that one, maybe. But
he probably did a great job, no matter what the movie was.
Oh yeah, he's a legend, and all the other movies. Event Horizon, one of the scariest movies ever. He did with Lawrence Fishburne, but passed away at 78 from pneumonia. I know he had battled cancer. Seemingly a very nice actor. All the people who spoke about him had such warm things to say. The one that caught me the most was the guy who played Tim in Jurassic Park. He said he'd always want to work with him again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, and instead we get Chris Pratt clicking something and talking to raptors, But that's where we are. Colin Trevorrow, you really dropped the ball on that one. But
yeah, I'm very sad because he's in the upcoming rom-com with Daisy Ridley and Alden Ehrenreich. He plays Daisy Ridley's dad.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he has like 4 movies coming out that he filmed.
Yeah, and he had just beat cancer. So like this was just obviously not but like the fact that he just beat it and then he gets sick, it's just so sad. And you just look around, you're like, this one really? But she had put up a picture of her with him with like, the breaking heart emoji. And I was like, that's right. He's in that upcoming rom-com, which I can't wait for. Yeah.
Oh, I'm very excited for that. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. We do have a few trailers. We have some news stories, and we're going to get into what we're watching. I watched the first episode of The Hawk. I watched Obsession.
Oh, it's a series? I thought it was a movie.
It is a 10-episode series, then they're all out.
Oh, wild. Because I thought you had messaged us saying you're going to try to sneak it in. And I was like, oh, is it a movie? Let me to try to watch it later. And you're telling me I couldn't have. It's serious.
Yeah, they're like 30 minutes, 25 minutes,
Okay.
But we'll get into that later. But you guys ready to talk some trailers, some Tom Cruise?
I think so. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, God, I love that movie.
All right, first up, let's start with a non-trailer production teaser for The Hunt for Gollum, directed by Andy Serkis, starring Andy Serkis. And that is hitting theaters December 17th, 2027. Let's start with James on this one. James, you're a Lord of the Rings fan, right? Or you both are, aren't you?
Yes, huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'm the least of the three. So James, what'd you make of this production teaser? What it provided for the landscape shots, and of course Andy Serkis sort of having fun, showing that he's the director and the actor. What'd you make of this fun little production teaser here?
I think it was good and fun. I don't really know how I feel. Like, I'm down for everything happening, but like it feels like Lord of the Rings is losing it almost with every like next step. So I'm worried to now even see like this stuff, like the Hunt for Gollum stuff, because I'm just like, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know like enough about Lord of the Rings to really like make sense of the logic of like where this is supposed to take place. But it feels to me like it's like really pulling for scraps in something. But even with this whole thing, it felt like it wasn't getting me ready for something new. It felt like it was, we're revisiting the thing that we already like.
Mhm, mhm.
You know, him doing the pose, the voice, the outfit, and then like some of the landscapes were cool, but again, they're showing you like, we went back to the place, guys, and they're playing the music from the originals, not from Hobbit stuff, you know, but from the originals, the one that we like, you know. And so I felt like there was a lot of like and maybe in a way they're trying to show, like we talked about on Thursday with TRB, like maybe they're like, we're going all practical, or like we're turning to the greatness of Lord of the Rings. Maybe there's something to that. But as a teaser, as a production teaser, I like this a lot better than like a clapboard, you know, or something. Do a short, show us a thing. You know, JJ Abrams stood in front of the puppet that was walking in the background, and we're like losing our minds, not even listening to what he's saying. We're just like looking for clues and stuff. And I think that's that type of a teaser is a very good thing. And I'm glad that they are handling already what little bit they could be doing the correct way, I think. So we'll see.
All right. Lacey, are you heading back to the Shire in Christmas time next year?
This teaser has made me so hyped. It's the most hyped I've been, I think, recently from like a movie franchise, compared to like, you know, releasing 17 chairs over 8 hours or something. Like, this was so well done. It's clever.
I like the chairs.
Of course you did.
That's awesome.
My favorite was that we would joke how everybody was live tweeting it, and there was so much time in between each chair that someone's like, I've been sitting here live tweeting chairs for like,
I've been sitting in my chair tweeting about these chairs.
Yeah. No, I'm super hyped for this. I love Andy Serkis. I love Lord of the Rings. And I think this was so clever, so perfectly done, and very like his attitude. Like, they let him shine as not only the role of Gollum, but him as the actor, him as the director, and the clever of letting him say action in the voice of Gollum, and the ability of him to just get into that pose, which we see him do that on like night show couches and stuff, and just immediately switch into the voice is such an extreme amount of talent that I don't think people realize how amazing that is. And then a step further, they not only show you this like live set, which clearly took multiple takes of blocking and whatnot, they show you how great his talent is. They also show you that they're shooting on location. And one of the craziest things about The Lord of the Rings, which allows it to stand the test of time, despite being made in like 2004, 2005, is that they shot them all together, which I still don't understand why franchises don't do this to begin with. And then they also shot them all on location. Like, they're all in these beautiful, exotic, sweeping landscapes that really transport you into the world. And I think, which is funny, we just had this conversation on TRB last week with fan reactions and fan focus groups and what executives are taking away from people. I think that a lot of people have been complaining about the use of digital spaces in movies. Like CG is great to give superheroes their powers, to have someone fly like Superman, but the physical sets, like we've seen in shows like Andor, create a completely different experience than a Mandalorian or Obi-Wan Kenobi, and this is showing you that. It's going, "We went to the top of a mountain to shoot this film."
From the top
And
of a
yeah, they slowly zoom out. They're
The
showing you
Anchorman.
where they went. It's just so cool. And James, to answer your question, because I know this probably is a question for many people when this takes place, I wanted to get the exact answer, is that it's the 17-year gap in between Bilbo's farewell party and Frodo's departure from the Shire. And it's based on the appendices of The Lord
Yeah.
of the Rings and the Council of Elrond chapter in the book. So they took some stuff that happens in one chapter and, like you said, things here and there in the appendices of The
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, and then they took it and
Like
expanded it similar to what you're saying, but there is that 17-year gap, and I hate to go back to this, but guys, it is top of mind here. They're doing what Star Wars did with Mandalorian and everything else. They're like, "Oh, this is during this period of time between the movies that you know and love. We're exploring this part."
Right. But
Yeah.
that's, yeah. And I knew that it took place during the 17 years. I wouldn't be able to recite where it came from. I
Yeah.
would imagine that it came from the appendices or some type of like after post writing where like maybe there was some little details that were added for that
Sure.
period. And they're
Sure.
like,
Yep.
oh, one time this happened or something. And it's like just a little
Or a
tidbit. And they're
small
like,
reference or
let's
something. Yeah.
make that a whole movie, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know where the line is between like they're adapting his stories and his writing, which isn't even, I think a lot of that stuff was even written by his son. It's not even him anymore.
I mean,
So
it's an
then,
Aragorn movie, if we're being honest. So the movie is Ranger Aragorn is on a
right.
quest commissioned by Gandalf, so he makes a little cameo to track
Yeah.
down Gollum. So that is before we meet Viggo Mortensen in the movie where he has his feet up and he looks super attractive and he's like so cool. What his journey was before he got to that tavern.
Yeah. And I want to watch the video where they're like, this is everything we know. And I bet you it's not much,
Nope.
I bet you it's just like he traveled to this town and he did this thing. And then they're like, well, we have to just imagine what do we think he did when he went there, and we
Mhm.
can write a story out of that as long as we follow these specific pillars of truth from the writings. But come on, I mean, we're making stuff up at this point. It does
Mhm.
almost feel like we're in the fan film category, even though I am for, the Amazon show and I am for like adaptations of things and don't let things be so that's why I want to see this movie and I'm going to go see this movie. I'm just saying, like, I think it is odd. It feels like we're holding on so tightly to the one thing that
Mhm.
now we're like nitpicking and trying to get into the details, and they're in a way it almost feels like they're lying where they're like, we're adapting a story that's never been told, or whatever. And it's like,
Well,
you're
yeah.
misleading me a little bit here,
Yeah.
Fans are assuming they're breaking it into parts, and the parts are they're gonna hunt him down, then they catch him, and this is using, like, the obvious, like, notes, I guess, that there was a hunt where he hunts for him in certain locations, like the borders of Mordor, the Wilderland, etcetera, etcetera. Then he captures him in the Dead Marshes, marches him 900 miles to the Woodland Realm to be held to be interrogated by the king, and then I guess Gandalf and Aragorn eventually spare Gollum and let him go because they know that he's not gonna ultimately do anything wrong, I guess. That's what they're claiming
Lame.
anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
agree. It does to
It
me feel like
stinks. What's the critic? Remember that?
Yeah.
oh, John Lovitz, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're like, we have this precious IP, we wanna do it, so we need to like really stretch the dough on this very small appendix and turn it into a movie. Sort of like The Hobbit, how they made that 3 movies,
Mhm.
and people were like, "Does that need to be 3 movies?"
I did not like that at all, and I've read The Hobbit. I was like, "Eh, eh."
So, and you know, I rewatched The Lord of the Rings, and I like them better now than I did when I first saw them. But that my concern, like, this is a cool clip because, like, I would love to see Star Wars do this. Like
Mhm.
in the Revenge of the Sith era, they had the camera on set, which allowed people to see some things, and they're more guarded now. But I love the fact that he's having fun with it. My only concern is Andy Serkis is not Peter Jackson, and I love Andy Serkis. He's a legendary talent. He's one of one in that type of talent. Think of all those roles he's played over the years, from Caesar to Snoke to Gollum, all of that.
Kino Loy.
Yeah, Kino Loy. But his
He went up
directing
against Jon
resume,
Favreau's Jungle Book and kind of lost.
Oh. Mhm.
yeah, and he
He did his own Jungle
directed
Book.
the Mowgli Legend of the Jungle for Netflix, and that didn't have great reviews. And he did Venom: Let There Be Carnage, that had terrible reviews. So I have concerns for it. I'm not as vested as you guys, but we'll see. I do agree the New Zealand landscape does just immediately suck you into it, and it's gorgeous. And I would love to go to New Zealand.
And the
But
music, yeah.
it was a great clip, and I think it's exactly what fans would need at this point for a movie that's a year and a half away.
Andy's going for that Oscar, though. Believe it. He is
Oh, yeah,
going for
I
that
thought
Oscar.
that. Yeah, that
And
he
there
would go
is
extra mile on this one.
Yeah.
someone else clearly going for an Oscar, and that is Tom Cruise.
Oh, yep.
The next trailer we have is Digger, which is a black comedy coming out on October 2nd of this year, directed by Alejandro Inarritu, who was the person who was able to get Leonardo DiCaprio over the Oscar finish line with The Revenant.
Mhm.
There is no question in my mind that Tom Cruise is aware of that, and Tom Cruise has been nominated and never won. He is now in his mid-60s. He has more Top Gun coming. He is looking to get the gold, and we will see if this will do it. But the trailer for Digger has finally arrived. It is a full-on trailer. You're seeing him in all elements of this movie. I will start with you, Lacey. What did you think of the trailer for Digger? Did it sell the movie to you, and are you going to see it?
I appreciate the cat puppet. That's my first thought. I thought the cat puppet was fun, and I like anytime there's puppets in movies. It makes me laugh. 2, I appreciate how hard Tom Cruise is going here. Like, he's really going, "This is it. I'm getting this Oscar this year, and I'm gonna do everything I can to get it." And he's kind of top of mind for a lot of people now. I think compared to previous years with how things went during COVID and how he's basically changed the movie industry after Top Gun and like made so much money and done all these crazy things. And he's become synonymous with I love movies, I love film, I love cinema. That if Hollywood is trying to make a statement, it's, hey, we're gonna award the guy that loves movies the most. Um, and he's willing to do all these crazy things to get this award. And so watching this trailer, this isn't necessarily something that I would dig, pun intended.
Ew.
But I appreciate what he did to do this role. Like, his accent's funny. I think his whole like get up is hilarious. He is coming a little hard with the reality of current situations with his whole personality and viewpoints. I did, you know what took me out of the trailer? I'm gonna be honest. The lady from Project Hail Mary. I was like, so is she in every movie that the world's about to end? Like, that's now
Right.
her thing is like, I think her name's Sandra. She's like in every movie now that she's like, we need to go save the planet and we need to go blow something up and we need to go do, and I'm like, she's back again? Is she playing a government person in this too? Like, is that her thing now? Like, I'm gonna play government people in all these end of time movies. But hey, whatever pays the bills, right? No, it looks wild. It looks really, really wild. Will I go see it in theaters? I don't know. Maybe. I'll give a maybe. It's not a no, it's a maybe.
James?
I think what's interesting is you bringing up the fact that Tom Cruise is going for that Academy Award for Best Actor. because I was a little confused by the trailer. Like, why is this the movie that they're showing all the things? But he's playing to the heart of when somebody wins, not because they're the best performance, but because they deserve it or they've earned it at this point in their career.
Yes.
And he's like,
Yes.
if I don't know, you can't predict the movie that is going to give you the Oscar because you don't know what other movies are going to come out that year where the performances are going to genuinely be better with you than what you did. But you can predict that how many more movies am I going to do that is good enough to get the Oscar, and bet on one of them and use the campaign of it's me, the guy that has never won. You know what I mean? And
Or
he's
the
brought you
guy
all this
that
crazy stuff. So he's betting,
right.
he's putting his chips on the movie. I think is what's happening with that. As for say Lacey.
I was going to say the guy also, he's pushing how many pop culture moments has he starred in? Like how
Yeah.
many things has he done in cinematic history that people still quote, that people
Mhm.
still say are their favorite movies? So he's building that on top of like, how come I haven't been awarded yet? You
Mhm.
know? Which
Yeah.
is similar, by the way, PR wise, to what they did with Leonardo DiCaprio going into the other movie that he was in with the bear.
Revenant.
Revenant. I never saw it. But
Directed by
that was
this
the
guy.
big that was the big PR push they did, is like, he's been in all these things, Titanic, whatever, and he's never won. Like that was the whole thing, the entire campaign season, the
Was it?
award
Yeah,
season.
yeah. I don't remember that.
Oh, it was.
With Inarritu, I liked Birdman a lot, and I did not much care for Revenant. I mean, there were parts of it that I liked, but I didn't think it was like super great or whatever. And obviously, I don't think it's Leonardo DiCaprio's best performance, but that's not what
I
the
don't think
award is
so
for.
either. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people do think that the award is for when people deserve it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So
there's
that's good to market that
there's
way.
humans
Anyway,
voting for
we
it.
need to get back on the movie itself. I actually think that Tom Cruise very well could win this on the merit of the character being great. I
Mhm.
loved everything that he was doing in the movie. I feel a little bit scared that the movie is going to lean a little Don't Look Up, which I did not like at all,
Oh, yeah.
where there
Yep,
was a
yep, yep.
political message to it, and that's fine. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not like keep politics out of movies. My point is that I don't like it when everybody else around the main characters are so stupid that you get frustrated as a viewer. And I know that's the commentary, but I can't. I that makes me angry. And it doesn't matter what side it's on.
I could see
Um,
that. That makes sense. I agree with that.
so when I'm watching this, I think Tom Cruise is like doing this character in this role. I'm a little bit worried that the movie is that some of the other people around him are like kind of dumb and like, are we gonna do it? Yeah, it makes a lot of money, and and I'm like,
There's no
I
common
don't.
sense in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I know people can be like that, but like I don't believe that that's what people are like. And I don't believe that's why the things happen is I don't know. It's just anyway, that stuff bothers me. So I'm a little bit worried about that, but overall, I actually think it. I think the movie is probably going to be received extremely well. Like it
Mhm.
might even be in that best picture category. But I I almost feel like there's not a way that he doesn't get nominated because they're playing all the cards right.
They
He's got
are.
a
You're
great
right.
movie. He's doing it really well, and they're marketing the movie exactly as it should. So let's go.
Yeah, I think it's a great trailer. I like the fact that it is a unique movie,
Yeah.
that is getting traction, and of course, you have a big star behind it with Tom Cruise. Certainly, in the realm of his character from Tropic Thunder, he's full face prosthetics. He's very zany. He's out of the typical pocket of Tom Cruise. but he also is adding some meta elements of a caricature of Tom Cruise, like he's doing the woos at the very end of the trailer, which people who do impressions of Tom Cruise do the woos. He doesn't even do them in real life, I don't think. So I like that, but also I think it's going to be a good movie. You have a great director here. You have Tom Cruise, who has such a passion for filmmaking that he's not cutting any corners. He probably was very involved with the prosthetic process. Like, I got to make sure I actually look good and every part of it. And then I just like the fact that it feels different. I also, the one thing that is kind of weird is the filming style of the stupid characters that you refer to, like John Goodman playing the president and stuff, like that very unsettling, like zoomed in beneath his face thing. It's very
Like
chaotic
everything from
and
the
wild.
90s where it was like wide angle fisheye.
Yeah, kind of like that. But he he reminds me a lot of like John Goodman. Like, I don't know if it's like with the weight loss or whatever, but it's almost like he's like become Rip Torn in a weird way. Like the way he sounds, the way he looks now. The guy who plays, if you don't know Rip Torn, you guys probably know him as Patches O'Houlihan in Dodgeball. That guy.
Yeah.
Dodge,
And
duck,
in
dip,
Black
dive, and
movies.
dodge.
Yeah. But I think this is a good clip, and if I'm able to, I'd be down to go see this in the theaters because seeing a Tom Cruise movie in theaters is always a treat to see, and you almost feel like obligated to see it because Tom Cruise is like, we got to go to the movies, you got to get our popcorn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
We filmed Digger in 1,000 millimeter.
oh yeah, we actually went
in CinemaScope.
inside an iceberg, and we but I do think he will be up for Best Actor. I don't know if this movie will beat the Odyssey for Best Picture. He'll be up
He's up against Odyssey, yeah.
He'll be up against Ryan Gosling and probably Matt Damon and maybe I think Sebastian Stan or someone like that.
This might be the most wild Oscar race like in years.
Yeah,
Do you think RDJ has a chance in there?
Who?
RDJ.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr.? No.
For what?
Doomsday.
Out of here. No.
They don't like blockbuster stuff.
Yeah. He's not winning Best Actor.
Yeah, but
he's saying nominated. He's just saying nominated.
Oh,
I don't think so. It's such a stacked year.
That he comes back and everybody celebrates that, and that's just the campaign. It's the end of the year. This movie comes out, and he's like, he delivers this role of Doom that's so unexpected and different, but great. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason he comes back to it, is because he's like, I want to top what I've done before, and I already feel like he was in talks, I feel like
it's going to be the
anyway.
Yeah, I think the guy in Backrooms is going to get nominated before Robert Downey Jr.
for Best Actor.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
The main guy
I
in
haven't seen the
Backrooms,
movie, so I can't say. I'm just surprised.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. did just win his first Oscar, so maybe they're like, yeah, he's good for now. It was Best Supporting Actor for Oppenheimer, which Christopher Nolan. But I think Tom Cruise will beat Ryan Gosling because they're like, Ryan Gosling has time still. I think this is like Tom Cruise's last chance because he's going to spend a few years filming Top Gun. Probably not going to win a Best Actor for Top Gun 3, even though the movie hopefully is going to be really good. And then all of a sudden he'll be in his 70s, and who knows at that point. So
yeah,
I think this is his shot. I think the Academy knows that. I think they recognize that people, regardless of how you feel about his religion and his personal life or whatever, biggest movie star ever, and nobody loves making movies more than Tom Cruise. So he's got to get that recognition at some point. I think this is the one. I think he does win the Oscar, and assuming that the movie's very good. So it's all set up to be that way. And we have one more trailer. We have I Play Rocky, which is hitting theaters in November, directed by Peter Farrelly of the Farrelly Brothers, and starring Anthony Ippolito, who is most known for, again, playing a real actor. He played Al Pacino in the HBO series that was about the making of The Godfather. No doubt the kid looks like Sylvester Stallone. I actually think it's a better trailer than some people are giving it credit for, but I have my concerns. One being Peter Farrelly, directing a drama, biopic in a sense, and
He's
then
done a lot
also,
of comedy.
yeah, he's him and his brother are well known for comedies. He directed Green Room, which won the Oscar, but a lot of people said it shouldn't have. But
Mhm.
the kid, I think, is a good actor. My one big problem with this that I haven't heard a lot of people say is his voice is Rocky's voice. Sylvester Stallone, even in the 70s, didn't sound like Rocky. He sounds like Sylvester Stallone. And the kid, as he's playing Sylvester Stallone making Rocky, his voice sounds like Rocky. And I don't know why they made that choice. I don't know if it's because they thought fans wouldn't, they assume Sylvester Stallone sounds like that. So they didn't want the reverse backlash. But that's weird to me because I even, in preparation for this podcast, you guys will be proud of me. I looked up 1976 interviews with Sylvester Stallone, and I'm like, no, he sounds like Sylvester Stallone. He doesn't sound like Rocky. He's actually a very smart guy. So that part's kind of off-putting to me. I can put it aside, but I think this might be better than people are giving it credit for. The only other thing that has me rubbing the wrong way is that Stallone didn't know about this as they were developing it.
Really?
Oh my God.
Oh,
What?
dude. Well, that totally completely changes my opinion on.
So
what?
he was blindsided by it, but then later on they spoke with him and he met with the actor and he gave his like thumbs up to the script, which to me is him probably just helping the kid out. The story the story is just as good as Rocky because it's the real life version of Rocky.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone had no money, nobody believed in him. He risked it all on himself. He didn't take the studio trying to buy him out low, and he made one of the greatest movies of all time and won an Oscar. Launched his mega career. So it's a very compelling story. I think the kid's going to do a very good job. The voice throws me off. I don't know if I trust Peter Farrelly, but I am interested in this movie. And we'll see what they do with the music because they're clearly going to blend in some of the classic Rocky stuff in there. So I don't know what you guys think.
Go ahead, James. Wait, so does he have the rights for this? Did they sell the rights? Did he sell the rights to his life or something?
Must have.
He has to.
Yeah.
He has to sell, like, hey, this is my story. I'm giving you permission to do it. Not necessarily like he sold it and then didn't know they were developing it. That's one thing. But he had to have initiated the at least like, sure, you can tell my story, but I want to get paid for it.
Yeah, they had to have had something. Or unless in the past he had already said, you guys can do something with me, but I don't know.
Yeah, or what if it was like in the original Rocky contract?
Oh my God, can you imagine?
No, yeah, my initial take on it was like I didn't know what it even was. You know what I mean? I'm like, I play Rocky. I can't make sense of the logic of that title. What is this? I started up and then I was like, oh no, is this like the Sylvester Stallone story? And I was like, I know the story. I love the story. That's fine. That's great. I don't think that's a story that, I don't know, warrants the movie. I don't know. But here's my take on it though. As I was watching the trailer, the first half of it, I was like, oh, this is awful. This is so bad. And it won me over by the end of it. I don't know if it was like the music or something, or I think like me knowing the story and knowing where they were going, I was like, oh, I could just see this being bad the way they're doing it. But then I felt like I was connecting with the actor and he was like delivering the lines of like, this is all I am. And I'm going to put everything into it. And it started to like catch me on the like, oh, it is. I think they are getting that true story element here. I think the reason I don't like this story in general is because in reality, Sylvester Stallone is kind of an idiot for what he did. He just got really lucky that it all worked out. And so we all point to human civilization, as the thing you got to do. You just got to believe in yourself and stick to it and all this other stuff. And I think even watching the trailer, I'm like, dude, they're not gonna make you the star of the movie. Like, what do you like? It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? And I think that's why people say, but that's what makes it so great. And I'm like, it's a fluke. Like, this stuff just does not happen. You know what I mean? If you hold out for the money, you lose the money. You know what I mean? It's like it's the statistics. We just don't hear about those stories. We don't see those stories. We retell the story about the hero that kept pushing and finally made it or whatever. We don't hear about the millions of people who tried the best that they possibly could and failed, you know? So I sort of have a problem with that, but I do think the movie won me over. That's interesting that you brought up the voice thing, John, because I did feel like he was doing an impression, but when you said there was a difference between the two voices, and I believe you, it's like when somebody's saying like, he's doing a Scottish, not an Irish. And I'm like, they're different. I'm like, I believe that they're different. I can't hear in my head the difference. I think that Sylvester Stallone sounds exactly like Rocky. And I think part of that was a little bit like, he was a young actor who was like, I'm playing a role. It's me, myself, you know, like he wasn't
and he just turned
doing
into
a
that
voice.
Yeah.
He just was trying to, be a little over the top, maybe. So his emphasis was a little over a little bit. That's the only thing I can picture in my head. But if you say there's a difference, there's a difference. But that's my thought on this movie. I actually kind of looks good. Is it a streaming movie?
Theaters.
Is it like to Amazon, or it is theaters?
Theaters in November.
Theaters, because they definitely want to put this guy up for an Oscar. I bet. I guarantee they'll put him up for consideration.
Oscars.
I'm not saying they're getting it.
Role's not gonna get a nomination.
I'm saying they're putting him up for consideration. That's what a lot of these things do. They just want to get him into the buzz of it. That being said, I did do a quick Google search for this whole situation. So, like in the trailer, Stallone sold the rights to the character in the movie and the franchise in 1976 and has not seen one dime of any type of franchising or anything like that because he doesn't own it. In fact, he's publicly expressed that he's frustrated that the character that he created, he has no say in the ownership or what happens to that character. Then he made a book in 2004, which he sold the rights to that book to a publishing company. However, in this instance, he sold the passive back-end rights to Shamrock Capital Advisors for $43 million. So a private equity firm holds the back-end rights for Rocky. And then this movie in particular is not a sequel. It is or anything like that. It's a biopic, which falls under U.S. public figures as fair use in the First Amendment protections, meaning studios can legally dramatize factual public events without an individual's explicit permission.
Wow.
So they didn't get any permission from him until after it was already happening. They just did it because it's fair use. He's a public figure. It's in the public zeitgeist.
Yeah, like that Trump movie with Sebastian Stan and all that. Like, I mean, like, it's not like he has to sell rights to the storytelling aspect. It's just like, no, we're going to portray you however we want.
Stallone might drop dead if the kid got nominated for an Oscar and won, because he got nominated for Best Actor for Rocky and lost.
He won't get nominated. I'm saying they'll just throw him in the race for it.
Yeah.
All right. So my thoughts on this trailer. I think it's a pretty good trailer. I will say the voice is very jarring. I didn't even know he sounded different, but to me, the voice sounds like an overdone caricature of Sylvester Stallone, because I've heard him in, Rambo movies. I've heard him in other, what was that one where he was like in a prison and he had to break out or something? I don't know. All those stupid movies that Matt watches all the time where it's like Sylvester Stallone has 16 guns and one car and he has to get out of this warehouse at a Costco. I don't know.
What are those movies called? The Untouchables or Unstoppables?
Oh, Untouchables. That's the one.
No,
is it Untouchables? It's not Untouchables. That's not the
Expendables.
Expendables. Something bowls.
Yeah. Campbell's.
Incredibles. Expendables. Untouchables.
Chicago Bulls.
approachables.
Chicago Bulls.
Anyway, I just felt like the voice was too much. I think that to me, it felt like an insult to the audience that they're like, I'm Sylvester. Like it was just too much. I was like, what do you? I can't
make my movie. I gotta take a shot.
Yeah, it's just so. It's just, and then his girlfriend's like, you should really believe in yourself, and I'm like, what are we doing? Nobody talks like that. I was like, nobody talks like this in the Northeast. What is happening?
Is the voice incorrect because it's a bad impression of him or the character, either one?
It feels
or
like he's
is it
trying too
actually
hard.
correct, but we don't like it because we are so used to people hearing different, you know what I mean? Like if somebody was doing an impression of Christopher Walken, like playing a young Christopher Walken, would they sound like he really sounds, or would they sound like the way that people do his impression?
He sounds like someone doing an impression on like America's Got Talent. That's what he sounds like to me.
Yeah.
And I don't think he needed to do that to make this film successful. I don't think he needed to put on some crazy voice and have a girlfriend that's like, you could do this. Like, I don't think we needed that. And I think the story is good. I think the story that's there is very inspirational. It's memorable. It's kind of like the little guy up against the big studios. We love that stuff. We love George Lucas around here. Yeah. Like, that's our thing. I don't know. It's just like this guy. I was like, this is just, I couldn't get into it. I started laughing when I started watching the trailer because I was like, this can't be a real trailer because the voice was just so ridiculous, so over the top. And I've heard him talk in other movies and I'm like, he doesn't sound like this. It sounds like they took his voice and like amped it up to 8 out of 10.
I really want to go listen to AB's after this.
Because he's doing Rocky's voice. He's not doing Sylvester Stallone's voice. And I think the choice is because, like you guys, a lot of people think that's Sylvester Stallone's
Yo, Adrienne. Like, that's what I hear. And I'm like, that's not him. No one talks like that.
I'll break your thumbs.
Like, what are we doing? Stop.
Isn't that how he talks? Isn't that?
No.
What does he sound like? I don't know. I
mean, he plays it up. I think after Rocky came out, like that became kind of part of his persona. But again, I feel like this guy's pushing a little too far. Like it's too hard.
Yeah,
and it's
that was
like
the thing maybe for me.
A little too slow too. Like he's talking really slow. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's making him sound dumb. And he's not dumb.
Yeah, that's true. That was Rocky's thing, is I think he talked slow punchy and used specific words that made him kind of feel a little bit more like to give him the full arc. You know what I mean? Like,
sure. I've never seen Rocky.
Way he's ever going to achieve anything. Rocky,
man.
I've never seen Rocky, but I can tell you that I know that no one normally talks that slow, like ever. Dumb people, smart people, like it's just too hard. So that's why when I'm watching him talk that slow, I'm like, he's really forcing this accent. Like it just feels like he's trying to talk really slow so he can hit every single syllable with this accent. And it just comes across too hard. And I don't think you need that in this film because everybody else is talking normal. I'm like,
everybody else is talking normal.
We're talking normal. And they're like, it sounds like you have rocks in your mouth. I'm like, yes, it does, because he doesn't talk like that.
Rocky talks like that. Sylvester Stallone doesn't talk like that. That's the problem. But the guy that got to play Carl Weathers looks really good.
Oh my God, so good. And he sounds just like him. He did
mannerisms and everything. It's weird.
At the end when he's like, I'm just an actor. I don't.
Yeah. The way he leans, I'm like, that guy nailed it.
So good.
But,
is it deep fake?
No,
I don't think so.
Just an actor who looks like him.
I don't think they have the budget for a deep fake. To be honest.
They don't. Peter Farrelly.
Well, not for the main actor, but if they're bringing in someone for a couple specific scenes, maybe.
Nah, but I think it'll be pretty good. I don't think it'll be great. I don't think it's gonna be an Oscar thing. But
I think there's gonna be memes that come out of this movie that you're gonna see on the internet all the time, where people are making fun of it and they're not gonna take it seriously.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, that is it for trailers. Not a ton of news stories, but we got news stories. So Lacey, take it away.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Enough, I get the point.
It's time to talk about what everyone is talking about with movies, television, etc. And the big thing at top of mind for a lot of people is the Odyssey. I keep seeing people, even as we're recording this, talking about how they're going to go see it right now. They can't wait to watch it. A lot of the people saw the premieres. They've had it all over the place. They had it in London, then they had it in Italy, and then back here in the US. I know I've been watching all the updates from Zendaya's outfits because she has killed it at the red carpets like she always does. And I've been enjoying all the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck jokes because nobody has an original idea in the press. And they all bring up Ben Affleck with Matt Damon. And you could see like he loves Ben Affleck, but like he's sick of talking about it. Like someone was like, if you were on an island, who would you bring? And he's like, obviously Ben Affleck. Can we like please move on? Like, it's just so funny to watch people.
Who's your favorite Ben?
Yeah. Or like they had Zendaya like hold up a card of like, who is it? And he's like, is it someone I've been in a movie with? She goes, this is really obvious. And he goes, so, oh, it's Ben. Okay. Like they don't even try. Anyway, that being said, people are loving this movie, very excited for it. A lot of talk about the camera that was used and the specialty film that you can go see it in like 4 theaters in the world of like how big they filmed it at. It's so far gotten a Rotten Tomatoes score of 96%, which is Christopher Nolan's highest rated film so far in his career. And they're already tracking box office opening weekend, which at this point, when this comes out, we will know what the box office was, but expectations over 200 million globally. Now, James, I know that since you've been back on the pod, you've been talking about this movie nonstop about how hyped you are for this movie. Does this surprise you, the reaction?
No, I don't think the 96%. I think we saw this like even recently as like Mall, like Shadow Lord. I think if you go look at the ratings right now, it's not 100 or 99%.
Sure.
I feel like they premiere a certain thing and then they drop as soon as audiences get in there and are able to be like, well, I don't like that Elliot Page is in this, so I'm giving it a 0, and it drops or whatever.
James, I don't mean to be that guy. Mall Shadow Lord, 98% currently on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay. So it went down. Point proven. Thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I you know what is funny about this though is like I want to give you money, but you're making movies that I can't go see. I can't go see this. The closest one is like 2.5 hours away. I don't have the time to plan that out and make a big event out of it. I wanted to do that with Project Hail Mary. I can't. I want to go do it with this. I can't. I'm probably going to want to go do that with Dune or with Doomsday. Not that they shot Doomsday in 70 millimeter, but the point is like whenever they do like these special movies and stuff, it's rare that I'm actually even able to do them. So unfortunately, it feels like I have to slum it at my local theater. You know what I mean? To see the movie. And I'm like, I'm not even getting to see it. Like, what?
Don't go to our AMC. There's not even reclining seats. There's nothing there.
Oh.
I refuse to go there ever again.
So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very excited about it, but I'm excited in the sense that I could go see I would pay the money to go see it in the best form possible. And I've been on the website looking at it. I'm very excited about it. But that all said, I do hope that it doesn't get dumb backlashed, because that's obviously been going on a little bit recently where like the audience is now starting to get a little bit of a hold of this and they're saying, I don't like it because they made decisions in the script. I don't like it because they made the casting decisions. I don't like it because, this thing is, even when it first came out, they didn't like the helmets because they said the helmets looked like they were 3D printed or something.
Oh yeah. People nitpick. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I just don't care about any of that. Like, it's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't think he thought about this stuff and made decisions about like if a character can say dad or not? Like, it's been thought of. They made the decision, they came to that conclusion for a very logical reason. And even if you don't know what it is and you don't like it, no,
Mhm.
it's been treated well, you know? So um, I hope the movie does well. Not because I'm a big cinephile and I want every movie to be shot in 70 millimeter IMAX or whatever. I just think it looks really good, and I think that it is probably acted really well and scripted really well, and the set pieces are going to be amazing. And it is just an experience that you're not going to get with other movies. So when they come along, enjoy them. Go watch them. They are epic. So, yeah.
John?
I can't wait for the people who are going to be like, "Oh, the book's better."
I I hated this book with such a passion in high school that I can't even fake like, "Oh my god, I totally read this and loved it." I hated it. I failed whatever paper I had on this book. I have no interest, nothing. I like, isn't it like sonnets? Like the like weird prose and stuff that you have to like break down, and teacher gives you like a photocopy and they're like, "Tell me what these mean." You're like, "I don't care. I
I
don't
really
care."
don't know anything
Yes.
about the story. I mean, I've been trying to deep dive the story, but
Yeah.
honestly, like, only in the sense of like, explain it to me like I'm 5. What's the story? Not like, let's get into the wording and the rhythm and the rhyme of the poem, you know, and
Yeah.
what it legacy it has, and
Sure.
like all that. I'm like, I don't really care about that. I just like, what is it? He starts on an island. Oh, the Trojan War isn't even in it? Okay, all right. I thought it was. You
James,
know, I'm
you
like,
know what I
yeah.
remember of this book? This is the one detail I remember. That there's things called sirens, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, there's mermaids." That's lit. That's it.
Mm.
That's all I remember of this book.
It's lit. Um, is it my turn again? Yeah,
Yeah.
I said that's it, not lit, but
I know. Yeah, I mean, it's Christopher Nolan, and yeah, it takes place there. I don't think he's going back to do the Iliad, but um, yeah, the Odyssey is an epic poem or whatever. It's a 3-hour movie. It's Christopher Nolan. You know, it's going to be very good.
oh yeah, you're an
Um,
English major.
yeah, yeah. So
You're
I had to
flexing that right now.
I had to delve into these quite a bit in college as well. Um, I think it does look really good. I think it may suffer from too much familiaritis. Uh,
Mhm.
there's
Too many
just
familiar
so
faces.
many recognizable
Yep.
faces in here that it's like when people say they love the movie JFK, I'm like, every friggin' person in that movie is a famous actor. It's very difficult to like get lost into that era.
Very on
Uh,
JFK lately.
I've always been obsessed with
I
JFK.
know, but like we're about to go to
Yeah.
Texas and you're very, very on JFK right now.
Oh yeah. If I have to go alone, I'll go alone. Look,
No, I'll
but
go. Yeah, absolutely.
oh, nice. All right. But yeah, I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. I love his Batman movies. The Prestige is my favorite movie of his. I absolutely love that movie. And I expect him to deliver. I'm always fearful of like him having one big dud and everyone turning on him and saying he lost it, you know? But he seems
Yeah.
like such a good dude too, and
If
he's a
that was
big
gonna happen, it would have been Tenet, and
yeah,
people
yeah,
defended him through it, and
yeah.
I think he bounced
He's
back.
he's arguably one of the greatest, if not one of the if not the greatest filmmaker of all time. He just his resume is just loaded, and he's still in his mid 50s, or
Mhm.
yes, he still has a lot of time to go. Um, I I like Matt Damon, but I'm not the biggest Matt Damon fan in terms of
Every
like
time I hear his name, I just think of Roll
Yeah.
Please. Every
World Police,
time.
yeah.
He can't beat it. I'm
Matt
sorry. It's
Damon.
not
Yeah.
Matt Damon every time. Every time.
Uh, yeah. So I don't know if I'm gonna get to the theaters to see this. It's a 3-hour movie too. I don't always love sitting in the movie theater that long, but I'm not surprised it's gonna make this much money. And will it be his first $1 billion grosser? I think it might be if the international audiences really are drawn to it. So I think it's another win for Christopher Nolan. I think it's probably going to be the favorite for Best Picture. But like we just talked about, I would like to see Tom Cruise edge out Matt Damon for the Oscar. Although I'm a big fan of Matt Damon, I don't think he's as good of an actor as people maybe give him credit for.
Ooh, Matt Damon.
Except Good Will Hunting, when he wrote himself as this amazing, awesome.
What was I watching where someone was like, if there was a lifetime achievement for best cameos, Matt Damon.
Oh, really?
Wins.
I mean, he does Scotty Doesn't Know, right?
Euro Trip.
Yeah. Well, he does Interstellar.
Hmm.
In
always
a way,
popping
he
in
kind of
Kevin
does Saving
Smith
Private
movies.
Ryan too, because he kind of just shows up midway through the movie. But
Well,
that's not
he's
really a
been quite a
cameo.
bit in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I think it's like if it was like going to see the Tom Hanks movie, and he's like, it's kind of halfway through the movie.
I think my biggest beef with Matt Damon, which you could say this about a lot of actors like Jack Nicholson or whatever, is like he just looks too much like Matt Damon in all of his movies.
Mhm.
So that's it. But yeah, this is gonna be good.
Hands.
Yeah.
My Bob's hands.
What's next?
Well, you're all in on Team America, which is great.
It's one of the funniest movies to ever exist, ever.
It is.
If you're having a bad day, put on the song from Team America World. Please sit in your car and just giggle because you're going to.
Yep.
Which I was laughing so hard. We didn't really talk about it on Nerdy Nice last week or the week before, but I guess Trey Parker is in Minions. He like does it.
Oh,
he was
right.
doing like
He
voiceovers.
famously bashed him.
What?
He famously bashed the Minions.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that, but it's so funny because he's a character in the movie. He's the little green monster in the movie, like one of the main characters. And they had him do like a live voiceover, and you just see him. It's kind of like Andy Serkis. Like he just switches right into it, and you're like, oh my God, so
he like
clever.
tucks his lip up like
It
this.
hurt. Yeah, he does. Hey,
He was also in Despicable Me as a villain or something like that. The Despicable Me 3 or whatever.
Oh, interesting. Well, my thoughts on the Odyssey are I have no interest in watching this movie whatsoever. I will argue that while I understand the importance and the beautiful craft that he has and the importance of the movies that he makes in cinema, I have they just don't fall into my interests. However, I am loving the marketing angle that they've been doing of the importance of the camera that they used, of the different types of filmmaking that they've done on these sets and with this whole production, which is pushing on-camera personalities to do a little more homework and ask questions that are actually, technologically savvy. Like some of my favorite creators that are into this stuff, like the type of cameras that they use and the different film and how it looks on screen and the cinematography and the lighting, are finally getting their moments to shine with like Digger and with the Odyssey, because they get to ask questions where they specialize in these things. So it's really fun to see that. I love the whole angle of no influencer screenings. I love that. Like Christopher Nolan's like, take me seriously. I don't want to do this marketing game. Like, take my film seriously, because they are serious. And I mean, we learned that from Tom Holland when he went back to Spider-Man and was like, look, I want my set to be like this because this is such a premiere experience.
We need this story to have a purpose.
Yeah. Which, going into our next story, I think is something very similar. The Batman is one of those films that everybody's waiting for, including myself. I loved The Batman, the first one. The Batman 2 is moving to 2028, so that's the bad news. However, it's still being made.
That's the bad news.
Yeah, the bad news, right. The good news is that it looks amazing. And Matt Reeves has posted some kind of the Batman Part 2 dash camera test on his Vimeo, and it's gone everywhere. And it's Robert Pattinson in the rain, slow-mo, turning towards the camera. It reminds me a lot of like the Jyn Erso shot that Gareth Edwards took of her turning the lights on, which wasn't even in the movie, that he just was like, this is just a cool shot that I did. And they ended up using it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And they were just practicing the lights. That's it. That's what that shot is they were practicing turning the lights on. But the Batman moves. Looks great. Awesome footage. We'll talk about that in a second. But the reason it's moving, which makes me a little sad, is that J.J. Abrams' sci-fi fantasy movie, The Great Beyond, starring Glenn Powell and Jenna Ortega, which shot, I believe, last summer in Rhode Island, is now moving to October 1st, 2027. So unfortunately, the Batman Part 2 is moving again, because it's already moved once. It's moving again to February 18th, 2028. So there are a lot of people making jokes online being like, once again, J.J. Abrams has ruined my life and stuff. I'm sorry. Some of them are really funny because people are clearly not serious. They're just making jokes.
Mhm.
But it's interesting to see that J.J. Abrams has that kind of power with Glenn Powell to say, hey, watch out, we're moving here. And other movies are like, get out of the way. But anyway, that being said, John, are you sad that it's moved? Are you hyped by the camera footage? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I don't know much about cameras, but Matt Reeves recently, when was it? Like yesterday, I confirmed that that shot was used with an Ultra Panatar 2 Panavision anamorphic lens. That
Wild.
I don't know what that does or what that is, but it looks great.
Those are made up words.
Yeah. I think it looks great. Looks like they tweaked the costume a little bit here. It is kind of crazy that it is 6 years that's going to be between the two movies, but I have no doubts it's going to be really good. I kind of secretly hope, if they are planning to do a third one, because it seems like a lot of these types of movies come in threes, of course, with the trilogy-itis, but that the reason it's delayed is because he's secretly filming the third one too. But I think this is going to be great, and it's a nice little like the Gollum thing. They're giving fans something to get excited about, and they're confident about it. And you got the same team, same crew, same lead. It's probably going to be as quality as the first Batman, if not better. And I'm a huge Batman fan. I don't care what iteration it is. I like some better than others, of course. But I'm going to be there in theaters to go see this one. No doubt about it. I'm excited about it. And if I have to wait another, year and a half to go see it, so be it. A little bit of a bummer, but I'm not going to dog JJ, who I love unconditionally, because I am also expecting his movie to be very good as well. So I'm all in on the Batman. Looking forward to it. I'll wait if I have to.
What do you think, James?
I don't particularly care about the Batman movie.
Did you see the first one?
Yeah, I did, and I don't remember anything about it. Nothing. Like, I mean, when I say nothing, I'm like, I have like faint memories of them like being in hallways and standing, the famous, I guess Catwoman and Batman were standing on a building. They were looking out over the city.
That's the volume.
Yep.
Yeah. But like, I don't really remember anything about the movie. And that makes me feel like a lot of it was just like nothing. Like there wasn't any substance to it at all. But yet it's weird because like, I know they did a whole TV show with the Penguin and stuff because everybody loved Colin Farrell so much. So, but I didn't watch any of that either. I don't know. I'm not against Robert Pattinson's Batman. Like, actually, I think I like that Batman. I like the idea of it, but it feels to me like we're talking about Batman 2, and I'm still like, yeah, when Batman 1 comes out, I bet it'll be pretty good. And it just doesn't. It stands on no radar for me. I feel like nobody ever talks about it ever. Like ever. If anybody ever talks about Batman, it's Ben Affleck or a previous Batman. I hear more about Val Kilmer playing Batman or George Clooney playing Batman on like, if you were to take how many times people talk about them playing Batman in a year, It's 6 times more than Robert Pattinson playing Batman.
But
It's like he's never happened.
People talk more negatively like about things than
That's what I was saying. I
positively,
think
and
it's because
people
he's done a good
dog
job
on
that no one has anything to say.
Yeah. Like, people don't talk about George Clooney playing Batman because he crushed it. They talk about it because that movie sucked ass.
Bat
I mean,
nipples.
I hear what you're saying, but I mean, I don't know. I'm even talking like Batman Forever. Like, people even talk fondly about that movie. I mean, we talked about Kiss from a Rose or
Love that song. One of the best songs of a soundtrack ever.
I know, and it's like that brings forth me thinking about those Batman movies and stuff.
Did you like the music from the Batman?
Oh, Michael Giacchino.
Michael Giacchino?
Michael Giacchino.
I just remember 2 notes, and that's all it was, right?
Oh, you're thinking of the Jaws score.
No, dun 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 dun.
Yes, it is.
Dun dun dun.
Right.
It's just 2 notes, and I mean, it's fine, and it's heavy, but I don't know. And honestly, the Great Beyond thing, I couldn't even find anything on it. I don't even believe that that's a real movie.
Oh, interesting.
There's tons of pictures like, here's the scene from the trailer, here's the poster, and all this stuff. That stuff doesn't exist. You can't find it officially. It's just like go on YouTube and put in J.J. Abrams' Great Beyond, and it's like official trailer. Click on it. It's just people talking about the movie.
They shot it here in Rhode Island. There were pictures of him riding around on a bike.
You think they shot it in Rhode Island?
No, there were pictures of Glenn Powell riding on a bike, and I was like, "Oh, that's 2 hours."
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like it feels like it doesn't exist. It's like people have pictures of like J.J. Abrams' new movie, and it's like, here's your first look, and it's just like him standing there. Like, I'm like, this is not a movie. Anyway,
all right.
So I have more connection to the Batman thing than the Great Beyond. I don't know anything about that. J.J. Abrams' new movie. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Give me something
Mystery
and
box,
I'll look at it and I'll say if I
know.
like it or not.
What, John?
I said mystery box. He doesn't want you to know, James.
Oh.
That's not what a mystery box is, John. Just kidding.
Yeah.
So
anyway, I really like this footage. I know it's only like 30 seconds, not even 35, 36 seconds. I love that the director, Matt Reeves, released it on his own Vimeo. I think that's very clever. Instead of like the official page, he puts it up on his own thing for himself. So people are leaving comments thinking he's going to respond, which no, he will not. I love the use of the slow-mo and the turn and the look at the camera. I also really like the police lights because you automatically know that those are cop lights. And yet they still cast this really cool glow over him, the camera, and then around. The fact that it's a year later than when it was originally coming out doesn't impact me. Similar to James, like, I loved this movie. I thought it was great, the Batman, but I don't necessarily remember a ton about it. I remember the big sunset kiss scene. I remember that the city gets flooded at the end, and then there was that horrific Barry Keoghan Joker at the end that I was like, this guy sucks. They got the like most ridiculously
there was like a Joker in that movie
at the end.
In because he's definitely going to be in this one.
Ugh, he's the worst. He's literally the worst. And he's the guy that's also playing Ringo and then the Beatles things. But yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about that. I'm really sad about The Great Beyond because I think I'm more excited for that than the Batman, to be honest.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't know anything, like James says. I don't know much about the movie, but I'm just excited about who's involved in it.
In a year and a half. Well, I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah. Staying on the same topic of superheroes, this is kind of a really big deal, which is Marvel Comics is officially moving out of New York City. So they've been in New York City for about 90 years, and now they're relocating the entire company and staff to Burbank, California, which is the current headquarters of Marvel Studios, and obviously corporate parent, the Walt Disney Company. So the whole staff found out on a town hall on Thursday that, hey, guess what? You're going to have to move, even when the company's been there for 90 years. It's where they, started the whole company, and then a lot of their superheroes take place in New York. You have Daredevil, you have Spider-Man, you have, all these different things that part of their story and part of that character is their livelihood in New York City. So it's wild to me to remove that birthplace of comics for Marvel and go, yeah, let's move it to California just because it's more efficient for the corporate company to not pay for the lease or real estate to have the Marvel offices and probably shorten the staff a little bit, lay some people off and move them to California. It's just wild to me. The editor-in-chief, CB Cebulski, who I've met before, he's going to take on their Japanese office and is stepping down. And Stephen Wacker, a respected veteran and comics editor, he's going to take over for him. And Cebulski is going to move to Japan to oversee their manga push within the company to make more manga and other Japanese. Yeah. I might be totally wrong here, but I'm pretty sure this is true. That CB Cebulski going to Japan is a little bit of weird because he was caught pretending to be an Asian man within the industry. Like that was a big scandal years ago.
What?
Yeah, that he like posed as being Asian. So it's kind of interesting to me that they're sending him to
Like Donna Chang in Seinfeld?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, that he was found out to be like under a certain pen name.
Oh, that's
I
so
remember that.
he has a Japan fetish, Japanese fetish.
I want to see. Oh, here it is. He invented a Japanese persona to publish comics. And he admitted in 2017 that he used a different Japanese name to do it. And a coworker wants him held accountable.
That's wild.
So like Marvel Comics writer and television producer Stephen DeKnight is halting work with Marvel after learning that editor-in-chief CB Cebulski once invented a Japanese persona to publish comics. How does this man have a job? Quote, completely unacceptable.
Oh my God, he's just a big chubby white guy.
This guy goes, it's just another example of a non-Asian feeling they are more authoritative than an actual Asian person, says Keith Chow, the editor-in-chief of the Nerds of Color. Oh my God, I was right. Wow. Remembering my history. So that's, anyway, my point is that it's wild that they're like, he's going to head up our Japanese office.
Yeah.
What are we doing,
oh my
Disney?
God, yeah.
Anyway, James, do you care that Marvel's moving at all, or does it not affect you?
It doesn't really affect me. I mean, I don't like, obviously, when a company has to go through tough changes, you know, like we have to move you from here to here, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that they want to keep it in New York. There's reasons to not do it, you know what I mean? And I feel like obviously someone along the lines is having to make the tough decision, but the right decision to make the move. But and that obviously sucks, you know, because it has been there and they want it to be there and they want to keep up doing what's going on. But I don't know. I honestly just don't have any opinions. I'm not really into the comics. I don't really care if the headquarters is in a certain city or not. I don't think that this is like the end of comic books or the end of Marvel or any huge change that is going to be noticeable in my life. So I don't really have anything to say about this move other than obviously it just kind of sucks, but I don't even know, you know, if I'm saying it sucks for the reason that everybody would think I'd be saying it sucks, you know.
I think asking people to pull up any life that they've had here for 20, 30, 10 years, 5 years in New York City and the surrounding areas to then move completely on the other side of the country is wild to ask that of a full staff. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Also, to put the guy and head of Asian,
or else it goes under, you know, like I don't know what the alternative is. There's a reason they're doing it.
They're doing it because they don't want to pay for the real estate, and I'm sure they're trying to get out of. They're also probably trying to get out of more taxes coming, which, as we know, Mayor Zora and Mom Diaries going after corporations to pay their fair share. So I think Disney might be pulling people out of there as well to like avoid that.
Does Disney own Marvel Comics too then? Does that mean?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They own the whole Marvel like umbrella.
I don't have a lot to add beyond I love New York. I wouldn't want to live in New York, but I love New York. I mean, I was born on Long Island, and I've been to LA, and I know we're going back to LA next year. I don't like LA.
Neither do I.
So I do feel for those people. Yeah, it's I guess it's one of those inevitable things, and it's one of those things you always hear, and it's never like a feel good thing, but it's just the thing. These companies, like, there's no shame anymore, whether it's in layoffs or anything. It doesn't matter anymore. They can do whatever they want, and nothing seems to ever happen. So I'm not surprised. I'm not saying I hate Marvel or anything. But yeah, it's kind of crazy because I felt like lately it feels like people have been moving out of LA, like going to Austin or another.
And
place
people are moving back
York.
into New York. People are moving back into New York.
Premieres are happening in New York. Like, so it's interesting. I guess they just wanted when the biggest money maker under the Marvel umbrella is in LA, the smaller things. I know it's crazy to say Marvel Comics is small, but we're talking
their
about
sales
Marvel
have definitely
Studios.
declined. Yeah.
Yeah, but it seems like it's
they're
just
basically a newspaper company.
Yeah.
Like,
kinda.
how do we stay alive?
That is it.
All right. Well, let's get into what we watched this week.
We can never leave the house and would just probably sit around all weekend and watch TV.
Go on.
Lacey, what have you been watching?
I was gonna say, James, do you want to go first?
No, because I kind of forget what I watched.
All right. John?
It was something specific, and I was gonna text Rachel what it was because I can't look it up anyway.
Oh, no worries. John?
Well, I rewatched the first Die Hard trilogy. Some of my favorite movies. Just did Die Hard with a Vengeance on just like the movies. And it's one of the best second sequels ever made, in my opinion. Still watching Rooster. I'm not done, but I still love it. I know you watched it too, Lacey. So are you done?
I'm done with it. Yeah.
Okay, don't spoil it, but is it good through the end?
Yes.
And they're doing a second season, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. I can't wait to watch the rest.
Really a lot of good laugh out loud, heartwarming moments with some moments where you're like, wait, what? And then it's coming back.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, Bill Lawrence, man, and Steve Carell.
He's good.
Great cast. Yeah. His daughter is really good too. Obsession. I watched Obsession. I think it was my fault that I went in expecting like this is one of the quintessential horror movies because of the buzz, the box office, all of that. So it was my fault in going in, and it didn't meet that expectation. So maybe if I watched it before the hype, I would like it more. It's a good horror movie. It has dark humor in it. It has its message and everything, and I appreciate that. It's a low budget. This guy went for it, sort of thing. The whole George Lucas spirit. But I didn't think a lot of the acting was great. I think there were some editing mishaps and continuity issues I noticed, and there were some hokey things that I understand are allowed in horror, like some of the gore stuff. I'm like, that looks.
Let's talk about it. Unless James is gonna watch it. James, are you gonna watch it?
I want to watch it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. We'll talk about it after, James.
I won't say anything more beyond that. It was a pretty good horror movie. I would say it was a good horror movie. I don't think it's going to be one of those that's considered an all-time classic or anything like that. Happy for its success. I know they're making a spin-off in its own universe now.
Yep. Already making it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're making it. And the lead actress was fantastic. I think
she's going to be nominated. 100%.
Yeah. So overall, I would say like a good movie, a good time. If you like horror movies with a little dark humor in it, I think you'll like it.
I don't know anything about the movie, but I've been watching the skits and stuff that the director and his comedian partner put together for like a year now. So it's kind of weird that I feel to me a little bit like I own that thing or I found that thing and
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
else watches that thing. You know
Curtis
what I mean? And now
Parker?
suddenly everybody's talking about this big movie and all this other stuff. But it's weird because they're not like saying, oh, it's the guy who does this stuff. I'm like, that's because nobody knows that stuff. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's big, it's successful. I'm not taking anything away from that. But it's weird to me because I feel like I'm still like getting these skits of these guys acting really stupid. And I'm like, am I just in a weird dream world where he's like the number one director right now? You know, like what is happening?
He just got like 7 figures for his next film. Like we're talking 10, 15 mil.
Good for him.
Insane stuff. Yeah.
I will say without any spoilers, the guy who plays his buddy in the movie wasn't a good actor.
I think that is his buddy in real life. I think.
Well,
Is it the other guy?
The lead actor's friend.
Ian.
Movie. Yeah, Ian.
I think he's best friends with the director. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that checks out. And then I watched the first episode because it just came out today as we're recording it of Will Ferrell's return to sports comedy in The Hawk, and it brings me no pleasure to say that it is not good.
No.
Will Ferrell needs to call Adam McKay as soon as possible.
I know. They're like the dream team.
That was the magic, and it's clearly not here. I don't know if it's also because Will Ferrell's older now, and it's almost like creepy because he's
it's because Adam pushed him to be like funnier and would like push him in certain directions. I think
also, Will Ferrell's not a good writer.
He's not.
He's a great comedic actor, but
improv off of writing.
Yeah, but even when he's on like late night shows or he did something with the All-Star game recently, he's not that funny on his own. And I just think he needs like Adam, he needs better writers because he did write this. And also he's, 60 years old and he's still doing the machismo thing, and it's not as funny when you're 60. Not to be, it's a little creepy. And overall the actor, the character who I thought was the best part of it is only in the show for the first 5 minutes, and I was so mad because I was watching it.
No,
I did it. This is great. This is gonna be great. And then he's not in it anymore, as far as the first episode goes, anyway. And I was like, oh. And then I'm looking for it because I'm such a big Will Ferrell fan. I'm like, come on, Will. And I'm trying to laugh at some stuff, and I just couldn't get there. It was like when I watched Goldmember in the theater. Like all my friends laughed at it, and I was like, "This movie sucks," and it devastated me because I'm not rooting against the Hawk. I was rooting for the Hawk. Now, granted, I have 9 episodes to go, but I made the mistake after watching the first episode of checking its Rotten Tomatoes score, and I think I'm in for a rough ride. So, the Hawk is on Netflix, all 10 episodes. Go check it out. I mean, I'm not saying it's you can still have fun with it, but it feels a little tired, and it's definitely missing the magic of the Will Ferrell, Adam McKay combo.
So it's funny you say that because I watched Moana and Moana 2, and Moana 2 is also missing the magic of Moana 1, which is Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote all the clever, fun songs like You're Welcome, which my kids have been blasting on repeat. How Far Can I Go? Whatever that song is. How Far Will I Go? Or whatever. Every song in Moana 2 sounds like they're trying so hard to not rip off Lin-Manuel Miranda while also trying to like do something that makes no sense for the characters. Like one of the characters is singing like a jazzy song. I'm like, this is more Princess and the Frog than Moana 2. I was like, it's not a bad song. It just doesn't fit in this film.
Live action one bombed.
We can talk about that in a second. I feel sad because the voice actors all came back for it. It looks good. The movie looks nice, but it just felt like
it doesn't.
You don't think so? I thought it looked pretty good.
At all. No.
Obviously not compared to 1. I don't want to compare these.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. You're talking about Moana 2.
Yeah, the animated one.
I'm sorry. I was thinking Moana live action.
No.
I was like, it does not look good.
We'll get to that in a second. No, Moana 2 looks pretty good. Like it looks like they took time on it and the actors were there and they did a good job. The story makes no sense. And they once again, once I said this about Bo Peep I'm seeing it everywhere, which is now they're making every female lead character Rey from The Force Awakens, and it's driving me effing bananas. So like they make Moana do this like crazy leap over this canyon to like grab something, and she's using her oar as like a staff like Rey does, and I'm like, what are we doing? Why is every character Rey from the Force Awakens, from Star Wars? Like, not every character has to do this. And Moana in the first movie does not do stuff like that. Like, she's witty and smart, but she hand sews her sails together to go to the island. She's not like whipping around and doing all these like acrobatics and stuff. And like, you could sit there and argue like, oh, well, there's time between the movie and this movie that she learned. No way. No way.
Sarah Connor and T2.
No, she's Rey from The Force Awakens, where she's like witty and like scavenges.
I just
like,
mean in the first Terminator, she's like a waitress and she doesn't know what to do. And the second one, she's like using automatic weapons and she's a military, like, you know what I mean? That escalation.
I guess. I'm sorry, I've never seen that. I don't know.
Oh.
Which is funny because it's Matt's favorite movie and I've only seen bits and pieces.
Well,
actually, his favorite movie is True Lies, actually, if I'm being honest. That's his favorite movie.
So what you just said was a true lie.
It was a true lie. You're totally right. Moana is true. The first one is truly magical and wonderful, and the songs are so good and catchy, and I could sing them all and just like never get sick of them. You're Welcome is funny and clever, and The Rock is so charming. And then I see the clip of the movie from the new one, and he looks horrific with that wig, and the birds aren't moving in the background. And it's like, someone said it perfectly. It was like a spicy chicken sandwich commercial without the chicken sandwich. Like, that's what it looked like. And they're right. It was like stuff popping up on the screen. And I was like, this is the best description I've ever heard. And it's so horrific. And it just makes me so angry. And I just feel like Disney has lost the mission. They've lost the ideas of making creative, innovative, engaging, enchanting, emotional stories for money.
Yeah.
I believe the term is enshittification, and we're seeing more and more of it over time. And it makes me angry when I see something like Moana 1 that I'm like, this is a once in a lifetime beautiful story that Lin-Manuel Miranda is making so much money on and can sit on, like, hold this up and be like, this is one of the best things I've ever done. And then he doesn't come back for the second one. So that it's lost its juice. It lost its heart.
Maybe
like the island of Nefiti, or whatever her name is.
Oh yeah. But maybe sometimes not doing the sequel helps the legacy of the original standalone.
Bob Iger and Bob Chapek, whatever his name was, ruined Disney. They single-handedly together have destroyed things. They collected IPs like Infinity Stones, pun intended, but then have not done anything with those things and have driven so many important innovations and ideas and storytelling into profits, and removing things from the parks for profits and pushing everybody to Disney Plus, but not making quality content, just in shitification to make more profits. That you're seeing that come out over time and time and time and time and time again. Toy Story is the one exception, I would say. I think people really enjoy Toy Story. I think they've worked really hard on those stories. It makes sense. Anybody else want to talk about Moana before I move on?
Did you say Moana 1 or Miwana Wanga?
I don't know. At this point, I feel crazy after watching that second one. It was like, there's a slime fish, and if you're paralyzed by the coconut guys, which, by the way, they're not bad anymore. They're nice guys. They're just misunderstood. I was like, what are we doing?
What, like the Tuscan Raiders?
Yes, they're the nice guys, and they're just misunderstood because they're trying to find their island. Oh, and they've paralyzed you, but we're going to bring out this sluggy slime fish to run over you and unparalyze you. And then you're going to have a coconut friend with you. And I was like, oh, look, a toy set of Moana and her friends in the coconut. Like, what are we doing?
Crazy.
Go ahead, James. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go on a rant.
I didn't dislike Moana 2 as much as you. I will say that it did not reach the heights of the first one. And I think where you're right is especially noticeable in the music. Like I think that some of the songs are very good for being fine, if that makes
Like the
sense.
Bat Lady song is a fine song, but it's
Yeah,
jazzy.
yeah. And I don't yeah, I think the one that really like upsets me is the new song for Dwayne Johnson in that. I'm like, this is not good. The words are not good. The rhymes
Oh,
Did you
really?
are not
did
rhymes. The words don't rhyme. Like
did you
you're
ever read the interview with the guy that did the
bad.
music? And they asked him
No.
about that. They were like, "Look, everybody's criticizing the music as the big point of like why they didn't like this movie. Remember this, John? We talked about this." And the guy was like, "Years from now, they won't care. They'll like it." Like that was his response. Not like, "Hey, I'm gutted." It was just like, they'll get over it." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god."
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think that some of the songs stand out. I mean, I can honestly say that the drive to school the other day, completely unprompted, Bennett was like, I think if you were going to if you asked like 100 people what their favorite Moana 2 song was, the top competitors would be either this song or like the when they come back and they sing the other song later. So it's like he knew the songs, he recognized the songs.
Sure, sure.
So like I think there's still something to the movie. It's not like a complete and utter disaster kind of thing. Um I I really am I'm not I want to go see the movie and I'm excited to go see the live action movie. I am. But I know it's not going to be good. And I feel like I might come out of it being like I went in with very low expectations, so it was okay. You know, it's fine,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I just think it looks really bad, and I think that it is. I don't want to say. I guess I'm saying a little bit like I'm in the boat of it's too soon. It's too soon for them to do this.
Yep.
I don't exactly know
Yep.
why they felt the need to pull this off, and it's probably money, and it's probably easy money, and that just all backfired on them, I think. And I looked up just because I didn't know the director. And again, I'm not putting anything on this, but like the director was someone I didn't recognize, and it was like directing the original Broadway production of Hamilton and The Heights and Grease Live and the Emmy-winning miniseries something. I don't
So
even
he's
know
a
how to
friend of
pronounce that.
Lynn's then, because he did Hamilton and Into the Heights.
Kind of, but I'm like that. It does not feel to me like what were we leaning into the dancing portions and stuff. Like I know the songs are
Steven
important,
Spielberg
but
did West Side Story, so that's irrelevant.
And
yeah, I don't know.
And that's one of the most beautiful shot movies, even if you don't like it.
But yeah, that's my thought on what you were watching, I guess.
All right. Well, last thing I watched, which is one of my guilty pleasures, is home renovation shows. I really like them. Property Brothers, Hometown is my new current thing. I used to watch this show all the time when I was pregnant with Daisy, and it came up on Netflix as one of those like 3 seasons now available. I was like, oh, we're in. And they're like, we live in Laurel, Mississippi, and every house has a story. And you're like, okay, what's that story? And you know, the husband's got like the quirky, like, I'm dumb, but I like to woodwork. And you're like, okay, sure. I love it.
I'm actually
I'm
this
Matt
reminds me of a scene from Pop Star.
Of course it does. James has been bringing up Pop Star
Because it's so good. One of the guys who was like a rapper, but basically like he was one of the Beastie Boys or whatever. They're all surprised that as soon as he was like done with the music industry, he went and became a farmer. And they cut to him and he's like, yeah, I used to be in the Style Boys. Now I'm a farmer. And there's like a bird that poops on him. And he's like you can tell he doesn't want to be this life, but he is this life. And it goes to he's cutting and he's making with these wood things. And they're awful. Like they're just so bad. He's like, yeah, I carve wood as a hobby. He's like, this is my this one's called Government in Distress for obvious reasons. And it's just like, what? It's so good. I love it.
To be fair, this guy is actually an amazing woodworker and has like a whole business. So like he's very good at like making, he like sees a thing of wood and he's like, I'm gonna make a chair and a bench and a table. Oh, and it's gonna have a lazy Susan. I'm like, oh okay, cool, let's do this. And I like that they're taking old houses and reusing them instead of ripping them down and putting up box McMansions. They're like keeping the charm of the southern town. But yeah, if you like those kinds of things, go watch Hometown. I got to tell you, I bought my house because I watched Property Brothers. If I didn't watch Property Brothers, I would have walked in my house and walked right back out. There were college kids living in my house for 8 years before I bought it, and it was horrific. But because I watched the Property Brothers and shows like this, I could walk in and see the vision of eventually what my house would be. And I got the worst house on the best street, and I've been paying for it ever since. Anyway, that's it.
I don't feel like my house is the best house on the street, but when we got it, it was like it beat up and in bad shape.
I said the worst house on the best street. I had the worst.
What I'm saying.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. So I don't know that my house is the best house on the street, but when we got it, it was really beat up and all this other stuff. And it was probably, I mean, it was a foreclosure, and so it probably was in bad condition compared to everything else.
Yep.
My house is currently under renovation. So
I
got the
John has bed bugs. So
what I do? What?
I was just telling him what was going on in your life.
What did you say?
James, remember last week when you brought up, we were talking about Seal and you brought up Popstar again? You're like, Seal shows up.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting wolves. And I'm like, we're talking about Popstar again.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. He's like, you got to do this. I've been in this situation before. And you're like, with the wolves? And he's like, yeah. How do you think I got these scars? And
anyway,
the wolves are like going crazy. They're like, dude, you got to stop all this stuff. And he's like, I can't. It's what's his name? I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's like, I can't stop Seal from singing. Like Seal's singing the song, and the wolves are like wanting to attack him.
I got these scars.
Yeah. No, what is it? What's the name of that guy, man? He's so good.
The Joker.
No.
Heath Ledger.
You guys are gonna be like, oh my god, I can't.
All right, let's wrap this up.
It's the principal in Mean Girls.
Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows.
Yeah, he's great. He used to be the fourth member of Tony, and Tony.
I didn't leave South Compton for this.
His name had a question mark on the end. In retrospect, it wasn't the best decision, and he got kicked out of the group.
I love how you've like recited live
I'll front to back. I'll quote the movie. I love it.
I know what James is going to pick for his first choice for watch along. It's going to
apparently
you guys probably wouldn't like it. I don't know. I feel like
I'll
I connect with it.
I never watched
music industry stuff, but
I've never. I tried to and I turned it off.
Well, quickly, because is my turn.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you figured it out? Okay.
You're like, oh my gosh, we still have more stuff to talk about. 2 movies. Both horror. Lee Cronin's The Mummy and They Will Kill You. Either either of these?
Both?
I've not heard of the second one.
I've heard of them both. I heard The Mummy isn't good.
So I think that it was a fine movie, but I know that the people I was watching it with who I don't think I saw the trailer, but they were both like, this is not the movie that I thought it was. Whereas I didn't watch the trailer. So I was just like, whatever, like, I'm like, okay, there's the mummy in it or whatever. And I think they were thinking that there was going to be like a mummy that was terrorizing these people or killing people or whatever. And in reality, it's more like the soul of the mummy or the demon or whatever has just like, in like taken over a body, and now the person's getting worse and worse and worse, kind of thing. It wasn't so much like they were a mummy at all, really. It was more like because of a mummy or because of like this process that has to do with this ancient evil, we're kind of associating it with mummies and that kind of stuff. But really, in all honesty, it just felt like most of the movie was just like a family like dealing with this daughter that they lost and they refound, but she's like not the same, and it's because she's possessed. But I don't not recommend it. I actually thought like some of the special effects were really good. Others were like oddly, they did a lot of stuff that I was like, I don't know why why that keeps showing up. This weird choice to like have a scene of the movie and then like add somebody else's face and you could see like where they painted them in. It was weird. They did it a lot. I was like, I don't know if this is like reshoots and they didn't have a great budget to like make the scenes more in depth, but honestly, a lot of the stuff in there, I was like, this is AAA horror movie special effects at times. So I don't know. It's a little bit of a hit or miss, but I think that's how most horror movies are.
Yep.
And the other one is They Will Kill You. That is Zazie Beetz. And it is Tom Felton from Draco Malfoy fame.
Harry Potter. Yeah.
And it is Patricia Arquette. And it is about Zazie Beetz' character finds herself in a locked building that is full of people who want to kill her for reasons, and it plays off very straight, like we're not explaining any lore. The movie kicks off with here's the setup, go. Immediate action scenes, crazy, nothing makes sense. It felt very much like a Tarantino film. Like she felt like she was the bride through most of the movie. So if you are at all interested in what Kill Bill was, like big kung fu action scenes, cutting off people's heads, blood spraying, it was exactly that movie with psychological twists. I think I liked it better than the Mummy movie. But nothing to be like, you gotta see this. You know what I mean? I just think great underrated, I believe, film, and lots of fun, and just like the place it goes, like at the end, you're like, it's like kind of crazy. You're like, what am I watching? What is happening on screen? Is this what they wrote on the paper when they were like, and then this happens, you know? It's like just it takes like left turn and sort of explains even deeper the building that they're in and the society of these people and what they believe, and it just goes way off, but it's fun and has, I would say, like a happy ending, you know? So it's like, yeah, go enjoy like 90 minutes of crazy kung fu supernatural shoot 'em up, kill 'em up, rip their heads off movie, you know?
Yeah.
I'm in.
It's fun.
Nice.
Okay. Very good. And thank you, Rachel, for reminding James. Yeah. So probably the longest episode of Nerdy and Nice ever. But we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for listening or watching. We appreciate it. Follow us at Nerdy and Nice Pod on social media, Nerdy and Nice, Apple, Spotify, and the TRB YouTube channel. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/TRB podcast. We appreciate that very much. You can start supporting us for just $5. And we do watch-alongs of movies we love, among other things. Go check it out. And for social media, Johnny Hoey, Myra Trunks, Lacey Gillerin. Thank you all so much. We'll be back next week with another episode. And of course, Star Wars fans, we'll see you later this week for TRB. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Until then, see you around, kids.